So to get started today, George, I'd just like to ask you, how did the course come to be taught this way? Tell us how it all came to be.
It grew out of some amount of panic on my part at being asked to teach a large section course as a language teacher. Our class sizes are limited to 18. I've taught courses up to 30, 35 here and at other institutions, but I had no experience with the amphitheater format. And in particular, I used a lot of group work, and I had no idea how to handle reporting out of group work in an amphitheater with any kind of grace or efficiency. And Philomena Meacham had mentioned the option of toggling monitors in the TBL rooms. And that seemed like a quick solution to my simple problem. And luckily, right after that, I ended up taking the large course initiative run by Deb and Whitney Peoples. And it was in that context, knowing that I was going to use that classroom, fortunately, there was a lot of talk about team-based learning, and I realized that team-based learning involved a lot more than toggling a monitor. And I jumped on it because we've been talking in my department about the social disconnect of our students. They come into the classroom with their phones, and at the end of the semester, they still don't know the names of people they sit right next to, even in a small classroom that involves a lot of personal discussion, like a language classroom. And that disturbed me, and we've known for some time the social connection is important for learning. And so then I thought, well, the team-based model brings a kind of a way to get them to make friends in the classroom and make the learning process social. And that was through the large course initiative workshops. I kind of jumped on the whole team-based thing and decided to go in whole hog. Yeah. I mean, some of the things I wanted out of team activity were very, very simple. For students, particularly freshmen, not to feel anonymous on campus. We all remember from our own education, it's not that easy to meet people in classrooms. It's even more difficult when you walk into a classroom and everybody's zoned out on a phone. So I wanted people to make friends because living learning communities and all sorts of research shows that even in the humanities, collaborative work, or at least social study, is really important. And that was fantastic to watch happen. So I've told this story before, but in 1 week, on 2 separate occasions, students walked in with untreated broken wrists to lecture. And in one case, myself and a GSI, in another case, just the GSI said, well, shouldn't you go to UHS and have this looked at and x-rayed? And in both cases, the students said, I don't want to miss class. I don't want to let my team down. I'll do that afterwards. By the end of the semester, we had a couple people that I think were probably dating in their team. So the social component really worked. But you could just see that people would come into class and they'd immediately start talking and engaging with one another. And when we moved to team activities in the lecture room, people immediately started talking. There was no kind of silence as people tried to wait for someone else to talk and who's going to be the first. And none of that happened. And I could barely get people to shut up again when I needed to pull everything together and wrap up. So that part kind of suggested that students are hungry for this, even if maybe they don't realize it.